Dear student, once again I am just going to give you the suggestions as well as the solutions of important questions related with the bijective function. I think all of you are very happy, and because your examination for class 10 and 12 are going on, then you must feel happy and think always that I will get success. Not only success, I will get the grant of success in the examination. And you prepare nicely so that there will not be any problem, tension in your mind. Now, I am going to start the solution of the question, which are very important. Several times this question in class 12 asked in the CBSE examination. If you will see the sample paper, you will find that several times this question asked in the CBSE examination in different years. Okay, my dear student, I will explain it in a very simplest way. Here it is given that function from natural number to natural number. In the previous video, similar kind of question by using the same procedure, same pattern. I discussed the questions because I am taking the different questions so that you will understand the procedure. The procedure will be fixed in your mind, because if frequently you will change the procedure, you will see the different types of books, then there will be the confusion in the mind. That is why, to avoid to remove this confusion, I am taking the solution of different questions. That is why, my dear student, I am going to do work hard so that you will understand the procedure. Once you understand the procedure, automatically you can find out the solution of the question. That is why, my dear student, you like my videos and subscribe my channel so that I shall be motivated, and some more and more questions I will discuss with you. Okay, let us start. Function from natural number to natural number, that is defined. There are two conditions for this question. One, fn will be equal to n plus 1 upon 2 if n is odd. If n will be odd means 1, 3, 5 like that. Then you will have to take this function. If n is even, then you will take this function, n upon 2. Okay, let me take, I told you that similar kind of thing I told you. Let n1, n2 belongs to n. What n? Domain. Because it will be very difficult to identify, that is why I used to write over here domain or codomain, so that you will understand. Okay, let I am going to take n1 that is 3, n2 that is 4. I have selected these two natural numbers. n1, n2 already I told you that it belongs to domain. n1 I have taken 3, n2 I have taken 4. This is 3. Odd number, odd natural number. It is even natural number. Then first case, now you will have to take f and 1. I told you if it is odd, I will take first of all this one. Then you will take this formula. And 1 you will take plus 1 upon 2 will be equal to n1. n1 I am taking this one. I will write over here 3. 3 plus 1 means 4 by 2, that is 2. You can write, if condition is there, n1 is equal to 3, odd, then we have taken this. Secondly, see if n2, if it is even means you take this formula, n2 by 2, that is 4 by 2. Will be equal to, but condition is there, if n2 will be equal to 4, that is even. That is why I have taken this one. Dear student, you see, fn1, fn2 both are same, but n1 and 2 these are different. As per the definition, By the definition, f(n1) is equal to f(n2). Already we proved, you see, f(n1), f(n2) both are equal to 2. Implies that n1 and 2 these are not same. n1 does not equal to n2. For all n1 and 2 belongs to n. What n? Domain. That is why, my dear student, you must have to keep in mind, if this condition holds, then it is the condition that the function is not 1, 1. Function is not 1. Then you can write, therefore, fn is not 1, 1. Is not 1. If it is not 1, then no need to go for just to prove onto function, because here it is given that you must have to prove that f is bijective function. If it is not 1, then naturally it will not be a bijective function. Hence, therefore, f is not a bijective function. It is not bijective function. Very important question. Sometimes such question comes asked by the CBSE against 4 marks. That is why see carefully the solution. Step by step I discuss the solution of this question. Let me take the similar kind of question which several times has come in the asked in the examination and from the NCERT. I am taking the questions from the NCERT book which are very important. Let me take one more question, and which is also the similar kind of question. Similar kind of questions I am just discussing so that you must know the procedure only. You understand the procedure, and once you understand the procedure, and automatically you will understand the solution of the question as well as you can find the solution of the number of questions. Similar kind of question. Dear student, you see next question number 3 for today. Prove that. Try to understand very important question. Prove that the greatest integer function. Similar kind of solution I will take. Function is from real number to real number. See, dear student, carefully, what is the given condition? From real number to real number. Given by fx will be the greatest integer. This is the symbol of greatest integer. You see it carefully. And one thing I want to give, its value should not be greater than or equal to x. Greatest integer function. That is why is neither 1 nor only. But condition is there where I am going to write. See carefully the condition. What is the condition? Greatest integer function that should be less than or equal to x. You must have to keep in mind this. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to understand the question. Its value, it is a greatest integer. Integers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. -1, -2, -3, 0. These are the integers. And when there will be the rational form, that is another form. Integer that should be in that form. Okay, let me take the question now. Solution. Similar kind of solution I will take. Dear student, this is domain and this is codomain. That x1, x2 belongs to R. Domain. And I am just going to take 5.3 x1 and x2 I am taking 5.5. See, dear student, x1 x2 belongs to the R means this one, domain. Because it is real number, you can take in the form of decimal. Decimal means if you will remove the decimal, then it will come in the form of rational. That is why it is real number. And when it is real number, then you must have to take the function for fx1. Fx1 is equal to x1. Okay, in place of x1, what you will take? 5.3. And 5.3 is the greatest integer function. This is x, but its value you must have to keep in mind less than or equal to x. In place of x is 5.3. इनके x से ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. You see x1, it is not integer. इससे ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. कम तो हो सकता है, equal भी हो सकता है, but it may be equal, may be less than, but it is not more than 5.3. It will not be equal to 6. It will be 5 because integer will be 5. 5.3 is not an integer. 5 is integer, others or 6 is the integer. That is why you will take 5. Okay, let me take x1. fx2 is equal to x2. x2 is 5.5. 5.5. Similar kind of thing, its value will be 5. That value will not be greater than 5.5. That will not be 6 because 6 is the integer or 5 is the integer. That is why you will take 5. What the dear student you go now? By the definition, what the definition I have given? You review that one. Definition of one function, whether the function is 1 or 2 of 1. Let me take f(x1) will be equal to fx2. Just we have to fx1 both are same. Implies that x1 does not equal to x2. x1 you see x1 is 5.3, x2 is 5.5. Both are not equal. For x1 x2 belongs to real number. What real number? Domain. So that you will understand. There will not be any confusion. You must have to write domain and codomain. Then there will not be the confusion. Then what you will say? F. Therefore, f is not 1. It is not 1. Here, student, if it is not 1, it is given neither 1 nor 1. Let me take on2 function. For on2, because this thing I have taken for 1. For on2 function. Second case. This was the first case. This will be the second case. Same thing I will use the procedure which I discussed in the previous videos. Similar kind of thing. I am just going to take. Dear student, you see fx. I am taking y. For y, suppose I am taking 3.5. 3.5 belongs to which? R. And R which are? Codomain. R belongs to codomain because it is y. We have taken fx means y means codomain. You see, this is domain and this will be codomain. This thing, actually the value of y I am taking in this real number, in codomain. That is why you see, dear student, in place of fx, what you will put? Fx. X will be equal to how much? 3.5. And what this is quite impossible. It is greatest integer. You see, greatest integer. And greatest, there will not be the value of x for which greatest integer will be equal to 3.5. That is why it is impossible. That is impossible. Dear student, there is no value of x for which its greatest integer, greatest value will be equal to 3.5. That is quite impossible. And what you will say? F is not on. Just we have told it is very important question, and stepwise I have explained this question so that you will understand properly, and there should not be any confusion. If such question comes asked in the examination, then definitely I think you will give this solution, and some more question I will take of the similar kind. which generally the student try to avoid because they think that it is difficult question and they avoid to find out the solution of such questions. Don't do like that. It is not difficult. In the simplest way, I have explained it. That is why, let me take one more question, which is very important, asked several times in the CBSE examination, and it is given in the answer. Let me take one more question. Dear student, let me take next third question. Question number 3, related with the bijective function or 1 and 1 function. 1 function. See the function and try to become positive. My dear student, one thing I am going to tell you, because that is my habit, to suggest to the student, to give the guidance to the student, so that they will not feel stressed while they are studying, because I was for more than 37 years in my teaching experience. I always keep in touch with the students, and students, they frequently ask that sir, give some suggestions, tips for the progress and not to get the stress. My dear student, always you must have to think, you must be positive. There are two types of things comes in the mind, positive as well as negative. If there will be the negative thinking, it always destroys the brain and your body becomes weak. And you think, if you think positive, then it develops the brain. Then if it develops the brain, then good thing comes in the mind, in the brain, and which will be very much helpful for your progress in life. That is why try to avoid the negative thinking in your brain, which fully destroys the brain. That is my personal experience I am telling you. That is why become positive and don't think that I will not get the progress because I am not having the proper practice in the forthcoming examination. My dear student, you remove this negative thinking from your brain because you are doing work hard. Your duty is to do the work, smart work. Whatever the result will be there, that depends upon future. You must have to perform your duty. Your duty is to practice, to learn the things in a simplest way, and after that you omit these things while you are going to appear in the examination. And feel, today I am very much happy, and whatever the result will come, I shall become more and more happy. That is why you see one more question, so that the modulus function, dear student, modulus function, you must have to keep in mind modulus function, and modulus function that is also given in the form of function is from R to R. That is from R to R, given by similar kind of question, given by while I was in Navodaya Vidyalaya and used to take the classes, then students get afraid from such type of questions. I always used to say to the student, don't get afraid from such type of questions. I used to tell to the students such type of questions in the beginning, and they become expert in such type of questions, and they secure the very good marks in the examination. That is why it is given in either 1-1 nor onto. That is why I selected this question today. Where condition is there. See carefully. Modulus function is there, x, and it is x if x is greater than or equal to 0, and minus x if x is less than 0. Okay, and you must have to think over it. Let me take similar kind of solution. Similar kind of solution I am taking. Very important question. You see, systematically, let x1, x2 belongs to this R. R means domain. Domain. Okay. Let x is equal to 2. If x is greater than, because function is same, then it is positive. And x1 and x2. x2 is equal to suppose minus 2 if x is less than 0. Okay, I have taken these two. And by the definition, we will also to see. Let us take x1, fx1. As per the definition, x1. And what is x1? x1 is 2. And absolute value of 2, that is 2. Similar kind of thing, fx2. Absolute value modulus of 2, then it will be 2. Modulus of 2, that will be 2. It will become positive. Modulus value of 2, that will also be positive. Dear student, x1 and x2 both are different. By the definition, similar kind of thing. By the definition, what happened? fx1 is equal to fx2. Both are equal, you see. That is 2. But implies that x1 does not equal to x2. You see, x1 is 2 and this is minus 2. They are not equal for all. x1, x2 belongs to R. R what? Domain. Domain R. That is why, dear student, it is given that you prove whether it is 1, 1 or not. It is not 1, 1 by the definition. F is not 1, 1. It is not 1, 1 function. Then you will have to prove second case onto function. This was the first case, and it will be the second. Let me take similar kind of thing. Let fx, generally I will use to take y, and it will be, suppose, minus 3.5, whatever it will be, you want to take real number, codomain. This is codomain. I have taken the value of y, negative. If you want to take minus 3.5, you can take, otherwise you take minus. Okay? And in place of fx, you take is equal to minus. My dear student, there will not be any value of x for which its absolute, its modulus value will be minus 1. There will not be any value of x if its value, modulus value will be minus 3. That is why it is impossible. It is impossible. It is impossible. If it is impossible, then f is not onto. If it is not onto, then our solution is completed. Dear student, I have proved the similar kind of question. This is very, very important, and generally the student do not touch such type of question. That is why I have taken these questions so that each and every step will be clear to you. Dear student, I will take one more question of the similar type, so that you will be happy to see this solution as well as to understand the solution. Very simple question which generally comes in the examination for 2 marks. Because nowadays CBSE gives the very simple questions in the question paper. But a little technique you must have. You can apply the technique if you know the definition as well as the formula. Without that one it is very difficult. You must know the formula as well as the definition. Let us take the question. Question that is from your NCERT book, that x will be suppose 1, 2 and 3. And y will be equal to suppose 4, 5, 6, 7. Very simple question. On the first day in the first video, while I discussed the definition of 1 function and on 2 function, I discussed such type of function on that day. And it is given that function will be 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. Be a function. Be a function. Function? What function? From x to y. This is the function from x to y. Okay? And you must have to prove so that f is 1. F is 1. Okay. Dear student, you must have to take, actually I have selected this question because while you will solve the question, you will feel one thing. कि हमने जो definition, what the definition I told you, that fx1 will be equal to fx2 implies that x1, x2 for all x1, x2 belongs to x. This definition I have given to you for 1 mark. But one more thing you keep in mind, as per this question, in this question, this thing you cannot apply. You see another thing, if such question comes, you can solve like that also. If fx1 does not equal to fx2, and x1 does not equal to x2, then also the function is 1. Then also the function will be 1, because the different element or each and every element of y, y function having the mean with some element with x. There is a meaning, same meaning is also there of this definition. That is why see carefully. See carefully, let me take the solution. Solution, see, f first of all, x is 1. As per the definition, fx is equal to y. f1 is equal to how much? 4. And see, f2 is x is equal to, x is equal to 2, then y is 5. And if x is equal to 3 is equal to, you see, that will be 6. Dear student, you see, you take this x1 is 1 and x2 is 2. Then what happened? fx1 is f1, just I have given from the given function. f1 is equal to how much? That is 4. And fx2 will be equal to f2, that is 5. What happened by the definition just before I discuss with you? You see fx1 and fx2, these are not equal. These are not equal. Therefore, fx1 means f1 does not equal to F2 implies that see 4 and 5. 4 does not equal to 5. You see, means you can give fx1 does not equal to fx2 implies that x1 does not equal to x2. 4 x1 x2 belongs to x. If this happens, then you can say that, my dear student, that function is f is. Generally, the students commit the mistake, they get the confusion is one function. That is why don't get the confusion. If such type of thing comes, then without any hesitation you write that function is 1. Okay, my dear student, today that is more than sufficient I have given to you. I do hope that all of you enjoy my class today, and in the next video I will start the chapter inverse trigonometrical function. In that chapter also the student feel a little difficulty. I shall try my level best to overcome all types of difficulty and give the solution in the simplest way, easiest way, so that you will understand, and like my videos and subscribe my channel, my dear student, so that I shall be motivated and I can give you more and more suggestions, more and more solutions in the easiest way. Thank you to all of you.